Hey everybody, my name is Kyle Naughton, and I am not your average finance guy. I finished this book this morning. I talked to it in a previous video, but Rich Man, Poor Bank by Mark J. Kwan, and 𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐒. And in here, one of the things that towards the back says, insurance salesmen are only licensed to sell insurance-based products, and many sell low interest-bearing whole life policies earning 3 to 4% guaranteed returns. And in that he goes on to say, like, why do that when you're only barely keeping up with inflation, and so you're basically not making anything. And if that's all you do is get a whole life insurance policy and you're guaranteed, no, this is not an investment. I've said that many times before. You're guaranteed to get the 3 to 4% interest, which is way better than a bank account where you're guaranteed to get 0.05% interest, or 0.0 nothing is the way I've been saying. And in here, your money is way more safer in the insurance side of the world anyway. They're guaranteed. They've got way more collateral money on their books than a bank ever does. But he's I don't think he's really bashing. He's just kind of saying beware of insurance salesmen that are trying to push you into a whole life policy. And that's right, because the infinite banking policy, the infinite banking concept, even though it is whole life insurance policy, that's how it's based. What we do is we load that thing up with paid up additions and just to get the cash value growing early and big and get this thing going. So one thing that, like I said, this is not an investment. An IBC concept is not investment, but what it is it can get this big nest egg, and you can grow while you can also borrow. You're not pulling it out. You can borrow against that for investments. I mean, that's ideally the way to do it. Is you're investing your money in two places at once. It's growing over here, guaranteed 3 to 4%, likely going to get 6%. Okay, that's where it's at right now. It's 6+. So you've got money growing, cash value growing at 6+%. You're borrowing against it at less, so it's 5.5, 5.7, I think, right now. And with that, you can then invest in something else that's maybe making 10%. And you've got that spread. That's what the banks do. They make the spread. They borrow money from the Fed, and they then lend to you, and they make a spread. And then as you pay it back, they pay their bills, and it's a spread in the middle. So let's do the same thing the banks are doing. The banks are. Have you ever seen a rundown piece of crap bank? No, they're all beautiful, lavish, and they're making money. Okay, some of them did fail back through COVID, the financial crisis. I think I saw I don't know how many banks failed during the 2008 financial crisis. And why is that? Because of fractional reserve bank. They lend out way too much money. If there's a run on the bank, they can't handle it anymore. They don't have any more money, so then they're done. And have you ever heard of an insurance company failing? During the 2008 financial crisis, there was, I don't know how many banks failed because there was a kind of a run on the bank. And was there a run on insurance? Was there a bunch of people going out? If you had a big IBC policy and you went out to go take a loan out from there, you could totally do whatever you needed to do. They're totally liquid. They've got these guarantees are in place, and they know what they're doing. Okay, so no insurance companies failed during that crisis, but all kinds of banks did. So I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. But that's kind of what. Maybe I'm biased, maybe not. I don't know. You guys decide. But it's your money. I want to give you some other options of what you can do with it, but just besides parking it into a savings account or a CD. And to me, it's way better in the long run. So life insurance, IBC, this whole thing, every situation is completely different. I'm going to get a video together here of kind of what I did and went through, and you may do the same things as I did, or you might want to do something completely different. And this is like I heard the analogy once that an infinite banking policy is kind of like a car that you buy off the lot. I remember I was watching some rally racing, and there's a Volkswagen Beetle that is just ripping around this track sideways and just fast as hell. And a regular Beetle off the lot is not going to do that, okay? They've got their little flower holders, and you just kind of beep-bop around town. But what to do is you take this stock car, and you take that off, and you just, put all kinds of upgrades, and you strip the heavy stuff out, and you put in lighter components, and you put some more turbos or whatever you do to the engine and make it super fast, and the wheels and the suspension and everything else. And you kind of, you start with a stock car, but you end up with this rally cross racing fast machine. And the infinite banking policy is a lot like that. You start with a, like you said, a whole life policy, but you go in there and you put all kinds of these riders and you do different things, and each situation is different. So whatever your goals are, that's how we build those things. Okay. So if you ever want to help in looking at that, I'd be happy to jump on a call, whatever you want to do, look at your situation, and we can get you, hooked up and get the right process going. And no obligations, no nothing. I'm not trying to get your credit card, but what we can do is we can show you illustrations of here's what is likely possible, if you want to do that. So if you ever want to look at something like that, please hit me up. I'll put my website up here. Hit me up on there. You can find me, and shoot me an email, and let's get this taken care of and get out of debt and start creating some wealth. All right. Good luck, everybody. And let me know if you got any questions.